Look, there's a subject which you might well turn away from, but don't, because it's important. Because many people are taking time during the whole COVID nightmare to update their power of attorney. Well, the legal document allows you to name someone to make decisions on your behalf if you're no longer able to, or you no longer want to make decisions on your own. Well, Leicester-based estate planner Rebecca Huscroft says that she's seen a huge increase in the number of people asking questions and wanting to. I mean, in essence, she's wanting some more information. She joins us now. Rebecca, hi.
Good morning, Ben.
Look, it seems like it's ages since you've been on the show. I'm sure it's not that long, but you've been really busy during lockdown.
Yes, absolutely. I think I joined you in February, so just pre-lockdown. Yeah, we've been really, really busy. Lots of local people really worried about what to do in the event that they're ill or they have an accident, because, of course, none of us plan any of those things. None of us have a crystal ball. So lots of really worried local people worrying about how they can take control of their own financial situation. So if something was to go wrong, that they would be protected and family would be looked after as well. So we've been really, really busy.
Let me just read you out an email I've just had, actually, because it kind of sums it up for me. And Sue writes, "Hi Ben, I wasn't sure whether I fancied the cake or not, but you've persuaded me to have a go. Could you please send me the recipe? And I'm waiting to hear what's said about LPA, lasting power of attorney. We applied back in March, and because of COVID, there have been delays, so we only just received our final papers at the beginning of September. No one knows what will happen over the next few months, so please ask your listeners to apply." Now, the reason I read that out from Sue, and Sue, thank you, and I'll send you the recipe, is on the one hand, Sue is obviously living life to the full and baking cakes and all that kind of thing, but with an eye to what happens if. And it's not about giving up life, is it? It's not about saying, well, that's me done. It's the reverse in some cases.
Yeah, absolutely. What we always say is this is not about being old and infirm. This is about protecting yourself. This is about taking control, because, of course, at the moment there's not much control. A lot of things are out of our own control. So what I'd really like to do, Ben, if I may, is just dispel some common misconceptions, because I think there's a lot of untruths in this particular field. And I just want this to be very clear. So essentially, it's not for the old and the infirm. Obviously, Donald Trump's highlighting that at the moment. So illnesses, accidents can happen to absolutely anybody. Also, spouses, partners, children and parents have no legal right to intervene. So if somebody does have an accident or an illness, complications with COVID, and they find themselves in hospital, the closest people around them have no legal voice and no legal right to simply step in. They'd have to go to the court, which is really expensive and really stressful. And a lot of people think also you can just add partners, children to a bank account, thinking that will keep the bank account open if the worst happens, and it doesn't. If somebody does lose mental faculty, they will be frozen out of their accounts, their pensions and investments. So leaving it to chance, I just really want to raise awareness on this and really highlight some really important issues, because we see too many people that unfortunately are caught out by this situation and end up with a lot of unnecessary expense and heartache.
But Rebecca, I mean, I think what it would seem to me one of the other sort of myths around it is that you need really complicated affairs and loads of money to be involved in that. Is that the case?
Absolutely not. So we recommend that everybody has power of attorney. I've had mine. I'm 42. I've had mine for many, many years. None of us know what's going to happen if we have a bank account, if we have a property, any kind of pension, and just the desire to keep control of one's own affairs and decisions. So if you were to end up poorly in hospitals, for example, things like decisions about investigations and scans and treatment and life support, all covered under the powers